Let me tell you why I'm so happy. Because it looks like there's a new couple in Aaron Pierre, that's Teyana. They have been spotted together several times recently, but they seemingly made it official after the Oscars. So they both posted these pictures.
It all started with a picture. March 3rd, 2025, Teyana posted stunning black and white photos from the Oscars afterparty, captioned, "Oscar night in black and white. No gray area." The chemistry between her and Aaron Pierre? Undeniable. Fans called it electric. Blogs called it the soft launch of the year. But while Teyana's post was glowing with pride, Aaron's caption was silence. No heart emoji. No, my queen. No acknowledgement. Just photos. And in Hollywood, silence speaks volumes. The ex speaks. That's when Jessica Hardwick, Aaron's alleged ex since 2019, entered the chat. Jessica began dropping cryptic posts hinting that Teyana was not his type. And when fans saw photos of Jessica, they noticed something. She wasn't a woman of color. The contrast between Jessica and Teyana? Stark. Jessica even warned, allegedly, that Teyana shouldn't get too comfortable, claiming Aaron has a pattern. A preference, as some called it. Then came the photos. Aaron seen cozy with another woman, an Australian named Hannah Hurst, at a wedding. Smiling. Forehead kisses. The internet exploded. Suddenly, people weren't just gossiping about chemistry, they were asking, who is Aaron Pierre when the cameras turn off? The pattern. Aaron's dating history has always been quiet, too quiet. But now, with Jessica, Hannah, and Teyana in the mix, fans began noticing a trend. All of Aaron's rumored exes shared a similar energy, soft-spoken, low-key, quiet. The total opposite of Teyana Taylor, bold, magnetic, unapologetic. So why her? Why now? Some say it's love. Others believe it's strategy. Because let's not forget, Aaron's name is buzzing after the Lion King, Mufasa press run. And pairing with a superstar like Teyana keeps that buzz alive. Studio microphone, section 4, the industry knows. Even Lori Harvey, queen of Hollywood discretion, wanted no part of it. When a blogger suggested Lori and Aaron would make a fire couple, Lori commented back, "No thank you. Leave me alone." Not just no. Leave me alone. That's not rejection. That's warning energy. Because insiders say Lori might have already heard the whispers about Aaron's past, his type, and his quiet trail of exes who've all told similar stories. Teyana's side. Now, let's talk about Teyana. She's a powerhouse, singer, director, fashion icon, and after her public split from Iman Shumpert, she's been living free, glowing, and focusing on herself. But she's also been through this before. From Soulja Boy to Drake, A$AP Rocky, Colin Kaepernick, and Iman, every man she's dated has walked away with more clout than they came in with. And fans are starting to ask, is history repeating itself? Or has Teyana finally met someone different? The bigger question. So here's the real tea. Jessica Hardwick isn't just stirring drama. She might be waving a genuine red flag, one that Teyana shouldn't ignore. Because behind the polished smiles, behind the after-party glam, there's a pattern forming. And if Jessica's right, Aaron Pierre may not be chasing love. He might be chasing legacy. Studio microphone, OUTRO, dramatic close. So what do you think? Is this the start of a real love story between Aaron Pierre and Teyana Taylor? Or just another PR romance built on headlines and hype? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, this isn't over. Because in Hollywood, where love meets spotlight, truth always finds the mic. When the headlines started fading, the silence became louder. Teyana Taylor had gone radio quiet. No new photos with Aaron Pierre. No comments. No confirmations. Nothing but whispers. And in Hollywood, when people stop posting, that's when the real story begins. Studio microphone, section 1, the vanish. By early summer 2025, the couple that once ruled red carpets together was nowhere to be found. Teyana's Instagram feed, usually vibrant and fearless, suddenly shifted. Fashion shoots replaced candids. Lyrics replaced laughter. It felt like a soft reset, the kind you only make after something breaks behind the scenes. Meanwhile, fans noticed Aaron doing interviews alone. When a reporter casually mentioned Teyana's name during a red carpet Q&A, Aaron smiled, then changed the subject. That tiny pause spoke volumes. It wasn't anger. It was avoidance. And avoidance in Hollywood is rarely accidental. Studio microphone, section 2, the industry rumors. Then came the podcast. A former stylist who worked with Teyana claimed that the relationship had become emotionally confusing. That Aaron's calm charm turned controlling once the cameras stopped rolling. No proof, just murmurs, the kind that spread like smoke. Even a few of Aaron's colleagues hinted that he was overwhelmed by the attention. That he'd started pulling away because Teyana's public image was too strong, too loud, too Teyana. But others say he wanted the spotlight all to himself, that the attention had become addictive. Whatever the truth was, both stars seemed to be moving through different worlds, hers dazzling, his darkening. Studio microphone, section 3. The X returns. And just when fans thought things couldn't get messier, Jessica Harbick returned. This time, not with cryptic tweets, but with receipts. Screenshots, time-stamped photos, even voice notes. They painted a picture of late-night calls, overlapping timelines, and emotional manipulation. Jessica claimed she had still been seeing Aaron on and off during the first months of his relationship with Teyana. If that's true, then the love story everyone rooted for wasn't love at all. It was déjà vu. But again, nothing was verified. Jessica's posts disappeared within hours. Still, the damage was done. The blogs ate it up. The audience took sides. Half defended Teyana. Half defended Aaron. No one knew what to believe, but everyone had an opinion. Studio microphone, section 4. Teyana's rebirth. Instead of clapping back, Teyana went to work. She poured everything into her art. A music video dropped, directed by her, starring her, filled with imagery of betrayal, freedom, and transformation. Every frame screamed, "I'm done explaining myself." In interviews, she spoke carefully, choosing each word like it was armor. Sometimes peace means letting the noise talk while you move in silence. That line trended for weeks straight. And that's when people realized Teyana wasn't broken. She was building again. Studio microphone, section 5. Aaron's silence. Aaron, meanwhile, went underground. No red carpets, no social media. Insiders say he retreated to London, focusing on his next project, a dark psychological film about guilt and identity. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. A former co-star described him as haunted but brilliant. Another called him a man trying to rewrite his own story before someone else writes it for him. Whether that's redemption or escape, no one could tell. But one thing was clear. Aaron Pierre had gone from rising star to Hollywood enigma. Studio microphone, section 6. The bigger picture. The saga of Aaron Pierre and Teyana Taylor isn't just gossip, it's a mirror. It shows how fast fame can twist love into performance, how quickly connection becomes content. Two powerful people, each chasing purpose, collided in a world that profits off pain. And for every Teyana who rebuilds herself in public, there's an Aaron learning, too late, that silence doesn't save you, it isolates you. Studio microphone, OUTRO, emotional close. So maybe the real story isn't about who lied or who left. Maybe it's about what happens when two stars burn too bright, too fast, and realize too late that fame doesn't make you bulletproof. Teyana Taylor is still out there, creating, shining, evolving. Aaron Pierre is still searching for his truth. And Jessica Harbick? Her story remains somewhere between heartbreak and headline. But one thing's for sure, the internet will never stop watching, waiting for the next post, the next clue, the next chapter. Because in this era of public love and private pain, every ending feels like the start of another season. When the lights fade and the cameras stop flashing, what's left isn't fame. It's the echo of everything you've lost while chasing it. For Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, that echo became a test, not of love, but of identity. Two people who once moved in perfect rhythm now stood on opposite sides of silence. The headlines had cooled. The drama was old news. But behind closed doors, both were writing their own versions of the truth. Studio Microphone, Section 1, The Media Fallout. By late 2025, the internet had shifted its attention. New scandals replaced the old. New couples replaced the broken ones. Yet the story of Teyana and Aaron lingered, whispered in podcasts, referenced in interviews, analyzed by fans who still wanted closure. Gossip outlets speculated that secret NDAs kept either party from speaking out. Others said both had simply grown tired of performing for an audience that treated pain like entertainment. Producers tried to buy the rights to the breakup story. Streaming networks pitched docuseries's ideas. But for once, neither star seemed interested. They weren't chasing headlines anymore. They were chasing healing. Studio Microphone, Section 2, Teyana's Healing Era. Teyana's next project wasn't about revenge. It was about rebirth. She returned to the stage with a live show called Still Me, a stripped-down performance blending music, poetry, and movement. The visuals were simple, no glitter, no theatrics. Just her voice, raw and honest, telling the story of a woman who lost herself in love and found herself in solitude. Fans who attended described it as spiritual, gut-wrenching, and real. One reviewer wrote, "It's rare to see an artist so unguarded." Teyana didn't perform, she confessed. The performance wasn't just about music, it was about reclaiming her power without apology. Through her art, she told the world that closure doesn't come from explanations, it comes from peace. Studio Microphone, Section 3, Aaron's Redemption. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Aaron Pierre was walking through his own reckoning. His new film, The Fall Within, premiered quietly at the London Film Festival, a psychological drama about guilt, identity, and the cost of silence. Critics called it his most powerful work yet. Some even suggested he was telling his own story through the character, a man haunted by choices that can't be undone. Off-screen, Aaron stayed private but purposeful. He began speaking to drama students about mental health and authenticity in fame. In one recorded panel, he said, "When you live in the public eye, every mistake becomes a mirror. Sometimes you have to step away just to see your reflection clearly." It wasn't an apology, but it was growth, the kind that doesn't need to be loud to be real. Studio Microphone, Section 4, Jessica's Turn. As for Jessica Hardwick, her story didn't end in scandal either. After months of silence, she opened up in a heartfelt podcast interview. Not to accuse, but to release. She spoke about heartbreak, the pain of being misunderstood, and the importance of forgiving yourself when the world refuses to. "I wasn't looking for fame," she said softly. "I was looking for closure." That single line shifted the narrative. Listeners began to see her not as the villain, but as another casualty of love gone wrong under too many lights. In the end, all three, Teyana, Aaron, and Jessica, had been playing different roles in the same tragedy. Studio Microphone, Section 5, The Internet Reflects. When the story resurfaced months later, the tone online was different. The memes were gone. The jokes had faded. What remained were quiet discussions about how fame distorts reality and how quickly we turn people's pain into clickbait. One viral post summarized it perfectly. Maybe it was never about who cheated, who lied, or who left. Maybe it was about how we forget these are people, not plots. For once, social media did